intersection of good drinks, good music, and good times. This is Hops and Spirits Bar Conversations.
We're finally back at it. I hope you had a great holiday break, you had a happy new year, and 2024 is off to a good start. I know my 2023 ended a little weird. I was under the weather, had the flu, daughter got sick. It was a fun time around this household, so I hope y'all are doing a little bit better. And to kick it all off, we have a fun interview, I think, for you guys. They're from the northern Kentucky, greater Cincinnati area. If you're familiar with Kentucky and so forth, please welcome in Aaron and Wesley Smith, better known as Brother Smith.
Hello. Howdy.
And for those that are watching, and the few that are listening as well, who is who?
Wesley. Aaron.
There we go. I like it. Yes. So, since this is Bar Conversations, I always like to ask this. I've got a little, since where you guys are from, a little George Remus. I figured that seemed fitting from, he's known to do a few things in your neck of the woods. What are you drinking tonight, or at least what's your go-to drink these days?
I got Woodford tonight. It's kind of good, and it sits on my dresser mostly untouched most of the time. Daily drinks is usually sparkling waters. And warm, it's pretty good.
And
I've been mostly drinking Tito's, but today, I'm drinking the grapefruit bubbly.
So, are you partaking in dry January or just behaving tonight?
I'm just behaving tonight. We shored up the rest of the end of 2023 and had more than a few drinks there, and I got to dry out for a little bit.
That is fair.
One big party all month long.
Well, hey, if you're allowed to celebrate, you might as well, right? And then you behave to start the new year.
Yeah.
That's right.
Now, for y'all as Brother Smith, when this started, back in 2015, is that correct? You guys were an acoustic duo, or was it before that even?
Aaron and I started playing out probably,
we did one or two things in 2014.
As Brother Smith.
Well.
It was about 2015.
Yeah. Something like that.
But no, we did a lot of stuff as an acoustic duo. I did a lot of things back then by myself, but we also had either a 5 or 6 piece band as well with us back then. That was on our first EP and our first full album. The EP is just called Brother Smith, and the album is Drink the River. But it was us two and those four other guys.
And now since then, you've kind of got a new group, correct? How has it been to round out the group and kind of find the people that who are there today with y'all?
It's been tough, and it's been an interesting ride of personnel, and just how people's lives all want to intertwine, and how to work together and how to continue working together. It goes a lot of different ways, I feel like, with people in general, and musicians are not
any exception.
Any exception, thank you for that. So right now it's Aaron and I and our friend Tyler Young. We pretty much are just rolling as a duo or a 3-piece these days. Tyler plays bass.
And what's it like to play with your brother and being in a band with your brother all these years? You guys still getting along well? I mean, you're close. If you're watching, folks, they're close. They're sitting close, so I'm guessing it's okay.
Yeah.
It's great. There's never any problems.
Never.
It's always. I mean, it's great. I do love it.
I love it too.
I wouldn't want to do it with anyone else.
We've had our fair share of arguments, but I mean, we were arguing much earlier than we ever were in a band together, so we've had a lot more practice at that.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say, what's the dynamic like? I'm guessing, if you guys have been obviously with this for a while now, I'm guessing it's a bit diplomatic when you're trying to figure things out.
As far as like
Picking the
actually,
songs and everything like that.
well, um,
It's all everything is pretty much always open for discussion
yeah,
between us and now Tyler.
yeah,
Just because we all want it to be a group and a band and not just one
yeah,
person spearheading everything or doing everything or deciding everything. So
yeah, yeah. Like sometimes, like when we're actually playing, like sometimes I'll just rattle off, a bunch of songs in a row that are just coming to my mind, and sometimes we talk about it beforehand, and it's just like, what's everyone's two favorite songs for today? We're gonna do that. And then sometimes when I've guitar soloed too long, Aaron will just start a new song, which I love. I think it's awesome.
you have a lot of power to do that from the drum set. You have all the power in the world.
Yeah.
Well, I'm guessing since you all have played it long enough, you know when it's going too long and when he won't break out of that. And you're like, well, we got to keep this show moving.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes I just let it roll. Definitely depending on where you are too, how much time you've got.
Yep.
You paying attention.
Yeah.
And now, Wesley, you play, correct me if I'm wrong, the guitar, piano, rhythm guitar, and even the horn occasionally?
My horn playing skills are bad. They were at their peak when I was in the 8th grade and I played tuba. But I'm an aspiring trumpet player.
He's got a couple notes.
But now our brother
some
Nick,
recordings we're doing.
he took it's his trumpet. He took the mouthpiece back, so now I gotta go back to trombone and try that again. But I play guitar and piano primarily. That's my favorite. I play harmonica too. It's not a horn, but it's a face instrument.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a reed.
It's a reed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, Aaron, you switch between the fiddle and drums?
Yeah. And in our first crew of guys we put together after we had just been playing two acoustic guitars or acoustic guitar and cajon for a while, we found a good group of guys that were really good and a lot better than me at anything I knew how to do at the time. And Wesley had bought a mandolin from Guitar Center, and I took it from him. And brought it with me back to school at EKU and learned to play that. I bought a violin from a friend of mine in fraternity at Eastern. And I've been learning to play that ever since. And just rearranging personnel and stuff. And I was always a percussionist and a drummer. It always came pretty easy to me. So when it was time to find somebody to play drums, I was like, I'll just do it. And yeah, any chance I can, changing to play fiddle for a song or two or a couple songs, or at best to do any measure of both. I can play fiddle and just move my feet at the same time. Just get bass drum and hi-hat going. But that's pretty much what I got going on these days.
You're not stealing other instruments, and just trying out like your brother Wesley there.
Oh, I'm stealing. I stole his banjo now. Yeah, I found some picks in my truck under a seat, and I took it as a sign. I'm gonna start learning my banjo licks. And I play some guitar and some bass, but any more live special, it's mostly what I'm doing is drums and fiddle.
And what's it like for you two to kind of switch back and forth in a set? I'm guessing that's some coordination and some planning.
Yeah,
Definitely planning.
Yeah,
just thinking it out.
there are definitely some songs. I mean, there are songs that are already set up for him to do either one or the other, or both, or some combination of.
Well, and Wesley too,
something in there.
between guitar and piano. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely from being a heavy rhythm player, being a drum set player, to being a lead player or a fiddle player is like it's very right brain, left brain kind of switch sometimes. And I find not thinking about it so hard is really helpful.
You just go with the flow, right?
something like
blow it up.
that.
and obviously you have been doing this for a while. You guys have been playing music professionally for a while. When did y'all decide to kind of go that route and see what you guys could do?
When I was when I was finishing up college, I I knew I wanted to do something in that direction. I was playing a lot of school events and like for my friends and going home to their families and playing for their parties and stuff, and we always played in church and for our family at home, and I really I really once I got out of school, that's what I wanted to do. So that was, I don't know, I probably started thinking that way maybe in like 2012, 2011, 2012.
I was still in high school.
So I'm guessing it came a little bit longer for you than Aaron.
Huh?
I'm guessing it took a little longer for you to give the professional route a try, Aaron.
Um, I don't, I don't know. I don't think so, really. Like I mean, longer, and then Wesley was doing it before me. Yeah, but we would play one or two evenings at like a bar in northern Kentucky, like every other month or so. When I was a senior in high school, they would let me just play. Um, and I just thought it was cool to get in and to play and to hang out and just play songs for 3 or 4 hours. And then I went to college, and Wesley was finishing college about the time I was my freshman year, my sophomore year, and then he really did. He started playing a lot around Lexington and just around the area, and I managed to get a hold of a car that he had been driving after a while, and just start making it to more shows just to go play because I thought it was a good time. Uh, and I just played more and more and more often through school, through college. So by the time I got out of college, I just had time to do it more often than I already was.
And I was gonna say, what's the journey been like for y'all? Because I know it's people might see you being able to play shows, lots of shows and things like that, but it's you guys are still you know out there grinding. What's the journey been like so far?
A little bit of everything, or a lot of everything.
Yeah.
Uh, there's been lots of joy, lots of heartbreak, lots of victories, seemingly defeats. Um, it always goes forward, though. I mean, um,
Lots of ups and downs.
that's what I just.
Yeah. And sometimes just weekly, just playing shows is a really good time, and then Monday and Tuesday hit, and still, I don't know, sometimes there's still nothing to do on Wednesday, and I don't know, just high lows.
I imagine it's mostly like anything else that anyone does long enough. You have good days with it. You have bad days with it. Um, we have a lot of say in what we do with our time, which is nice and a lot of responsibility too. You know, um, but it's. I mean, it's definitely been a journey. It's definitely been a journey outwardly and inwardly of finding out what we want to do, what we're capable of doing.
What we can tolerate.
Yep.
I think it's largely been good.
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
I'm thankful for it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you guys have had a lot of good things happen, and we'll
Yep.
get to a few of those that are about to happen in 2024. But I gotta ask, is it the name as simple as I might think? How you became Brother Smith? Is it just but why not the Smith brothers or Brothers Smith or how did Brother Smith come about?
I don't know, but yes, simple.
Yep.
Just like yeah, here we are. You know what? Honestly, probably because when we came up with it, Aaron wasn't there all the time because he was in college, and I was still doing. I would still go out with the band and play when he wasn't around. So I think that's why we thought to keep it singular. I don't know. I'd say as it went on, at least for me, like I just, I'm the oldest brother of five kids in our family, and I I'll only be a son to my mom and dad, and I'll only be a nephew and a grandchild to the rest of our family, and I would like to be a brother to whoever else we come across. I feel like that's part of my charge as a person to do. And I don't know.
Whoever it has.
I never thought that way when we started it, but I like that part of it. So
I definitely thought very simply when we started it. Yeah.
definitely, we're brothers, and this is our name. All the other names we thought of were poopy.
They sucked.
Yeah, so that was the best one we got.
Well, I was gonna say I've heard a lot of stories of bands. The hardest thing they've ever had to do is figure out a name that they liked and could stick with, especially if anything ever took off.
Well, you can think of 10,000 names, but can you think of one that, I have that problem with tattoos. I don't have any tattoos, but I've thought about 1,000 tattoos that I think are funny for about 20 seconds, and I'm like, nah. Yeah. So that's the band names. I feel like they go that way.
And now, what music did you guys grow up on, or what artist made an impact on you throughout the years?
Lots of music.
Yeah, lots of church music, lots of oldies and country, lots of John Denver.
Big Eagles fans.
Yeah.
James Taylor.
Really love James Taylor and Jim Croce, Jonathan Edwards, Jimi Hendrix. I became a huge Boston fan when I discovered them. ELO, still a big one for me.
Lots of oldies country. 106.7, that was a big radio station that we'd get at our grandparents' lake house in Williamstown. It's like the only one we would get at the lake house in Williamstown. It's not good reception down there, so lots of oldies country.
Because I was gonna say, what impact did growing up where you guys did, Northern Kentucky or Greater Cincinnati for others that may not be able to figure out where Northern Kentucky is? What impact did that have on you all musically, and even maybe just the impact on you personally?
Well, I can say growing up around our family, one big impact there. There was a lot of musicians, a lot of very talented musicians, players, and singers that we grew up around. We grew up around music and in music. And we were very blessed to have taken piano lessons when we got into middle school. One of our teachers started teaching us, like how to arrange music and like how to think of how to think of a band and how to play with people. And she would take us to see shows with our folks as well. They would go. I think the first place we went was this place called Allen's, that is in Cincinnati, and we went and saw this band called the Bluebirds play, and it was awesome. It was like one of the first
big
bands I saw in a restaurant bar ever.
Big band in a tight space.
Yeah, and I was forever changed.
It was awesome.
So there's so many musicians where we live, and so many places to play, so many talented people. I was lucky we got to see a few of the ones that we did, the Psycho Dots and Tickle Pink and Ricky Nye and the Red Hots and Straw Boss and just some bands that are that she had known about. Our friend June Levis. She introduced us to. She introduced us to a lot.
At
really
a young
opened
age,
our world up. Yeah.
To 8th grade, and she was. Yeah, I was in 8th grade. Yeah. Just getting introduced to these cats that were around Yeah, just been playing around the area for years with each other, and everybody's in everybody's band, and everybody's just a killer musician. Great songs and great arrangements, and they just have so much fun doing it too. Just watching them do it, it's like
and they could play anything. They'd play country songs, they'd play you a rock song, they'd play you a funk song, they would play you a blues song, and it was all in
covers, originals.
It was all in the same night. I want to do all of that.
Well, I was going to say that's a perfect segue, because I feel like you guys do a little bit of everything nowadays as your sound has kind of grown over the years. Y'all released Trail Saguaro in the summer. I think someone described it as part Western cowboy ballad, part ranchero waltz. I mean, that's quite the combo there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all Aaron. He made that whole thing, recorded all the parts himself with our friend, with Wayne, right?
Yeah, I took a trip to Mexico sometime last year, and I've always loved country music and cowboy songs, and I just wanted to try to write one. I ran it by our buddy Grayson Jenkins, who's I feel like a cowboy strong extraordinaire in his own right. And he liked it, which was a good sign. And Wesley liked it also, which was a good sign. I went in to record it. I wanted to just try to record the whole thing, see if I could do it. Play guitar, sing the parts. And I could play fiddle. I tried to play some accordion on it. We kind of been in the mindset of it. We can write and put out whatever kind of music we want to because it's our band, and we can make it whatever we want it to be.
Yeah. And it's fun to think that way. It's very, very freeing.
Yeah. It's not always, or maybe ever, a cowboy band. It's not always a funk band. It's not always a fiddle band or a rock band, but it's some of those things all the time.
Yeah.
It's always us.
Because he also put out Swamp King at the beginning, early 2023, some other ones, and they all had like a slightly different feel to it. I mean, you could always tell they were yours, but they were all something different about them.
Yeah, they all have their own spirit, and we're the common denominator in all of them. Swamp King was the fastest one we've ever done. I wrote a note in my phone a year before that just said Swamp King, because our friend and roommate, Zach Martin, plays drums, and I always professed that he played the best swampiest grooves that I heard. So in my mind, he was the Swamp King. I thought about it for about a year, and then one night I was playing guitar, and I don't know, I just kind of threw it up, the words, and we practiced it for like a week, and then we went in the studio and we put it together. And yeah, I love that song. And I never had done anything like it since, or before.
Yeah.
I had to look up synonyms for rulers at one point too.
As in a king.
King.
Monarchs.
Yeah.
Not your 12 inches.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, how has y'all sound changed over time? Because I'm guessing as you as the band members kind of come and go, but y'all obviously the core kind of stays there, and then I'm guessing it has had to have changed over time because you guys have just experienced different things in life, and different folks have come in.
No doubt.
We've had to learn different roles all along the way too. We I would say in one thing everything we've gotten just more efficient at doing. I felt like we were always good at just playing something, and after you do that long enough, you can be like, okay, well, here's what I want to play on purpose now. I feel like we've done a better job of that. It's a little more focused, where we can still, lean into the organized chaos of whatever, outside of the focus part of it. But, we play a lot with other people too. We played a lot with our friend Grayson Jenkins over the years. We played a lot with Nick Jamerson and the Morning Jays. We played with Justin Wells. played with this band Magnolia Boulevard, and
We
all
both,
of
we both play separately sometimes with other people
Yeah.
too. I
Aaron-
played
yeah.
fiddle for Britt Taylor.
Yeah.
I filled in drums for whoever needs a guy.
Yeah.
Wes played keys for a handful of people.
Yeah.
Nolan Taylor.
Yeah.
Um,
When all those people, everything that you do like that, it feeds back into you. It feeds back into your wherever music is being stored in my head. It's just adding to the
catalog.
burgoo of what's going on up there, and and it all comes back out. It's all circular. It goes in, information goes in, and then we put it back together and reassemble it our own way. And especially like playing with Nick, I'm primarily a piano player. So I've been getting heavy doses of playing piano, playing organ, and also not having to to really talk and lead at a show. I just get to follow him. We get to follow his lead. So the perspective change, knowing the difference of the two is, it's all good. It's all tools in the belt of what we can use, later on. Which is
definitely personnel change. The different minds and different combinations are going to make a different sound. Different instrument availability, and who can do what, who wants to do what.
Yeah. I really worked hard from 2019 till still like on becoming an electric guitar player specifically. In the first group that we put together, I pretty much just played acoustic, which I loved. I still love it. I think it's my best guitar that I play. But that was but just having to go through that and having to go through that at live shows over and over again, and
being an all-time acoustic player,
it mostly and feeling like I mostly failed in my own mind most of the time, but just having to go through it, it's made me do whatever I've done, since then.
Yeah, definitely. Whatever the journey I've had being a fiddle player, of not knowing how to play at all, learning something, and then essentially learning and coming up as a fiddle player in a rock band has been very interesting.
That it has, Aaron.
And I definitely had a lot of
your own unique angle on it.
100%. A lot of gracious people, just letting me learn to play violin in their band, including my own.
Hey, like I said, it seems to be working out well for y'all. And your last album came out in 2022. You put out some songs in 2023. What's the 2024 for music looking like that you can tell me, and maybe not get yourselves in trouble with anyone?
There's no one to get in trouble with. Yeah, we've been working on an album for about a year now with Dwayne Lundy, and I don't know exactly what the plan is for it, but it's about done. And and we usually sprinkle some singles in throughout the year of we got a little other projects we've worked on. We have this side band called Cousin Paul, and it's
Brother Smith's alter ego.
Yeah, and they're pretty much all songs that are like all ages friendly. There's a song about my hypothetical dog named Trigger, and
song about a purple balloon.
Song about squirrels in the yard. There's one about how, hypothetically thinking about what I would do if I was a flower.
Song about Mr. Bird.
Yeah, banana bread, those kind of things. So there's a few of them out already. Trigger and Squirrel and
Graham Crackers and Glue.
Yeah, there's one called Graham Crackers and Glue. Yeah. That's out. So yeah, we're kind of constantly writing and constantly exploring new ideas and old ideas that resurface, and
but we're about finished up with an album.
Yeah, it's about done.
Well, I was going to say that has to be exciting, and something else that I'm guessing is going to be exciting for y'all is you'll be at Railbird in 2024. What was it like to to get that call and be like, hey, you guys are going to be, I'm assuming probably on the Burl stage.
Yeah, yeah, we are. I think we're the first. I think we're the first thing that happens.
Pretty short call. Just
yeah,
an email.
Yeah, I was pumped.
Yeah,
it's been huge for us. I'm very excited.
Yeah. I mean, it'd probably be the biggest stage we'll have played thus far.
Yeah.
Which is pretty. I mean, not that that's a measure of anything, but it's pretty cool. Feels cool.
Yeah, definitely.
I was gonna say, especially for where y'all are from and where Railbird is at here in Lexington, where and things like that, and it's a pretty good lineup of country, Americana, and a little bit of rock and stuff. So I mean, that's
widespread this year.
Yeah.
How many people called you asking for tickets once they saw you were in the lineup?
No one.
If there's anybody that knows us, they're like, these guys don't have any tickets.
And how much fun though do you guys have, getting on stage and performing? Because I'm guessing that's probably at the end of the day, y'all's favorite thing to do.
It's the most fun.
Oh yeah, when it's good, it's the best thing around. I have a hard time going to bed, because I get so pumped up by it. It's
the best part about it all.
It's one of the loudest and most freeing things that we can do, and that I can do.
Now, is there a favorite song y'all like to perform these days, whether it's yours or someone else's?
My favorite songs usually last anywhere from like 3 weeks to like a couple of months, and then they just kind of sort themselves out and come back around sometimes. Yeah. Right now, I've got this song that I just wrote. It's called The Three-Legged Race, and it's about a three-legged race. This last summer it was a song I wrote about spiders called Daddy Longleg.
I've been having fun playing this fiddle song by
Mississippi Dew.
Yeah, Skipping in the Mississippi Dew. What's his name?
I always forget. Now you forgot.
Somebody out there
really upset with me. I can't remember his name.
Look it up, Aaron.
As soon as I hit the stop button, you'll be like, oh, it was, because that's just how it works, right?
Yeah, I'm going to text you about 3 a.m.
Are you Googling it right now?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. John Hartford. I got turned on to him, if not this year, then last year. And it's just been great listening to his stuff. It's always good to listen to new things and derive something cool from what they do and apply it to what you do. And I've just done it with an entire song. I'm playing the hell out of it.
Well, you guys talked about, kind of coming up with your own songs at different times with Aaron, you with Trail Saguaro, Wesley, Daddy Longlegs, and different things. How does the song work for you when it's writing? Is it a random idea? Is it a life experience? Is it just, all of the above?
All the above. I'll take it however they want to come. I don't care. Yeah. A lot of times it's just like a lingering thought that I'll have. Maybe it's a thought that I've had one time. Maybe it's just something I heard my aunt say. I don't know.
A one-liner, somewhere you went, and something you just thought of and totally made up.
This has been my new favorite way to write a song. It is get my guitar or my piano or whatever, I'll write the music. I'll write some music, and then I'll just sing whatever I want to over it, no words, just sounds, and then I'll just put it away for a little while, and then I'll go back and I'll try to make myself make believe that I said something, and I'll just start very small, I'll just try to catch something, and it will catch my ear almost every time, and I'll be like, that almost sounds like potato chip, and I'll just write that down for that part, and then try to just kind of Mad Libs my way through the rest of it, and I've gotten probably 4 or 5 songs that way, and part of it is aggravating, but it's fun to see it on the other side.
That's a free riding too, just like while you're driving or walking around or like at a movie or.
You ride it. Where do you ride at the movie, Aaron?
You ride on your phone.
Oh, well, yeah.
You're supposed to have your phone on the movie,
No.
but hey.
I was gonna say you might be getting yourself in trouble now. You might be getting kicked out of the movie theater.
Well, now, I love
I'm always
movies.
too distracted or asleep at the movies to make a song. So far, I'm not counting it out yet.
Well, and obviously when you guys have different ideas, what's it like to bring those ideas? Now, if he's bringing potato chips to the group, Aaron, are you going, wait a minute, that doesn't sound like a song, or are you going, let's see where this goes?
It kind of, for me especially, I feel
It
like
does funny things to his
it
eyebrows.
does funny things to me, yeah. I think a lot of it just kind of depends on the day I'm having half the time. And I'm like totally open to whatever. And some days I kind of get this going on. I'm like, I don't know about that. But especially with Wesley, I've kind, like you're not going to make him do anything or not do anything. So the best thing to let my brother do is just be creative and just try stuff because it's the whole point of it anyway. You definitely keep me on that one. And just being open, just to play, just to mess around with things. And if something doesn't work out, then I definitely feel free to say it. And he definitely feels free to accept it or totally not. And, it's just big, fun conversation most of the time.
Yeah.
I mean, you can say whatever to your brother, right?
I can't.
The response just may not be what you want.
Theory a long time ago that if something
don't
gets written
lie to me.
that's bad,
Don't lie to me and don't pretend to like
you
it.
got to tell me. Yeah.
If you like it,
Because if it's bad and I don't know it, I need to know.
Yeah. It's kind of like if you got something in your teeth, and you don't tell me, you're not my friend.
Yeah.
I need to know.
Well, and is there anything that we need to know about what else you guys are going to get to do in 2024? Obviously, you're trying to maybe put out an album at some point. You got Railbird, I guess, and a lot of other shows along the way. So what can folks expect from you in 2024?
We'll be playing as much as we can handle. So come see us and
Posting on social media in the
Yeah.
meantime.
Yep.
But yeah, definitely.
I like it.
Yes, please come see us anywhere you want.
I like it. So you'll be doing, best way, a good tease. Just follow you on social media. You'll get to see where they're at, and you'll get a hell of a show with it as well. And you'll see them probably work up a sweat as they jump back and forth from instrument to instrument.
We are sweaty folks.
I'm sweating right now.
BrotherSmithBand.com. Find us there too.
I like it. And Wesley, Aaron, thank you guys for sharing a drink with me. This has been a lot of fun. And folks, if you haven't yet, they're a fun group to listen to. They got it's a kind of eclectic mix, but it all makes sense somehow, some way, how they've done it. And guys, cheers to the new year.
Cheers to you. Thanks for having us.
Find more from Hops and Spirits at hopspirits.com.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.